Album by Calvin Harris. It's called Funk Wav Bounces Volume 2. Yes, it is. And we'll have a track from that. And Tracks of My Years, they're chosen this week by Professor Brian Cox. It's Radio 2, BBC Sounds app, smart speaker, 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 11 o'clock. This is Justine Green. Merseyside police say they've arrested a 35-year-old man who was wounded by the gunman who shot dead a 9-year-old girl in her home. The man, who's being treated in hospital, was out of prison on licence and will be returned to serve the rest of his sentence. Police have appealed to criminals to come forward with information about the death of Olivia Pratt-Corbell. Our reporter Thomas Morgan says local people are going through a range of emotions, including fear and shock.
There's anger as well, anger that whatever feud that was taking place possibly on the doorstep here in Dovecot in Liverpool has spilled over into a family home that had nothing to do with the fraction or the melee that was happening outside, and they've been caught essentially in the crossfire, and tragically young Olivia was the one to pay the fatal price.
Ukraine's president has said his country will fight Russia's invasion until the end. Speaking on the 31st anniversary of independence, Volodymyr Zelensky insisted there would be no concessions or compromise with Moscow. The US is expected to announce a new military aid package for Ukraine later, worth about $3 billion. The Defence Secretary Ben Wallace says the UK is as determined as ever to support Ukraine.
I don't agree that there's been any wavering. I think that's what Putin would love the world to do. It's what he would fantasize. We'd all sort of go back to our sun loungers, but the simple reality is we see this as a direct threat not only to Ukraine but as our values, and the world is still pretty solid and determined.
There were no imports of fuel from Russia to the UK in June for the first time in 25 years, and goods imports have hit their lowest level on record. According to the Office for National Statistics, imports totaled £33 million, a 96.6% fall from the monthly average in the year before the start of the invasion. The Olympic cyclist Katie Archibald has told how she tried desperately to save her partner, Rab Waddell, as he suffered a fatal cardiac arrest in bed beside her yesterday. Waddell, who was 37 and a mountain biker, won a Scottish Championship event just 2 days earlier. The multi-gold medalist has written on social media to say she's devastated. A strike by bin collectors has spread to a further 13 Scottish councils this morning after a new pay offer of 5% was rejected. The three unions involved have called for more funding from the Scottish Government. Rubbish is already piling up in Edinburgh, where bin workers walked out last week. These people in the city have some sympathy for their action.
So after a pay rise, people are entitled to one. Inflation's going up, everybody's in the same boat.
Well, I can understand why they're doing it, but it's pretty horrible. And I worry about the impression it gives to tourists who haven't been here before. It's embarrassing. Imagine being on holiday.
I support what they're doing, but obviously it's not very nice to look at.
And that's the BBC News. It's 3 minutes past 11.
Listen live on the BBC Sounds app.